there's a lot of people that are hearing a bunch of stuff about, Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX and this whole crash and this, fraud investigation and, the mini Madoff as they're calling him and stuff. Can you break it down so a layman that doesn't understand any of this stuff, that doesn't really, has not dabbled in this world, can you break down what happened with FTX?
Yeah. So the interesting part, if you actually completely zoom out, instead of thinking about FTX, anything crypto related, the easiest way is to think about it as the NASDAQ or the stock market. Okay. So thing that we already know, my favorite way of trying to understand a concept is, hey, what is this like? And in a lot of ways, it's just like a stock market exchange. What does a stock market do? The stock market is like a NASDAQ, is a market maker. They bring buyers and sellers together. Now, it generally works because there are some buyers and some sellers, and the stock market kind of brings the match together, and their job is to bridge and make the market. Sometimes, if there's crazy news in the economy, there's terrorist attack, etc., they stop trading in all exchanges. There's a reason for that, because you can't make the market anymore. There's a mismatch between the number of sellers of the stock or the market and the number of buyers. So there's what they call, there's not enough liquidity to manage the transaction. When the market's in balance, everyone's okay. And crazy events put things out of balance. And when you don't have, but our stock markets are so mature that they know how to halt trading. They know how to pause things. They have regulatory stuff. While I'm a free market capitalist, some form of regulation is good for things like this, because you don't see stuff just breaking, right? And the reason why a FTX is like in the Bahamas or in the Caymans or wherever it was, I can't remember exactly, but they were not able to short circuit the buys and the sells, and so it starts to break down, right? And for me, it's like, well, why? Why did that happen? Because there's not enough baseline, borderline regulation around it, and it's just not mature enough. Yeah. So in a very base level, we have to allow, this crypto economy, even though it's been around for a little bit, I'm sorry, it's young. It is so young. The average person doesn't even know what Pancake Swap is, right? And I can't believe I know what it is, because but most people are like, I'm going to go buy Bitcoin on Coinbase. That is their kind of exposure to all of this. Yeah. But knowing that as the exposure to this asset class grows, we need a little bit of regulation to ensure that markets work and stay in balance. Otherwise, you're going to have crashes in exchanges. Yeah. And to me, that's when I don't know all the details around what happened to him or whether he did the mini Madoff, etc. But what I am concerned about is, how can we use the learning of this to saying, hey, this happened, a bunch of people got affected. Can we put mini regulation in place so that this doesn't happen again? But I think the next iteration of this, I feel terrible that some people really struggle financially on this one, but that's a big learning, because if that did not happen, we would not have the courage to build the next better FTX.